सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्त वेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः। The second shloka, what I chanted now, is the prayer verse of this Sanskrit Vicharasagara text. It is there in the beginning of the text. Page number 84, first paragraph, 7th line in the middle. किन्तु सदसद्विलक्षणो निर्वचनीयः एवमेव शुक्त्याध्यधिकरणेष्वपि आरोपितरजतादयः तात्कालिकतया अनिर्वचनीयतया उत्पन्नाः सन्तः प्रतिभान्ति। अस्या निर्वचनीयस्य सर्पादेः ख्यातिः प्रसिद्धिः प्रतीतिः स्फुरणमभिवदनञ्च अनिर्वचनीयख्यातिरित्युच्यते। In this Vicharasagara text, the Nischala, the author, is presenting the Anirvachaniya Khyati to establish that the entire universe is Sadasad Vilakshanam. What we are seeing, the universe, the names and forms, the entire universe is only a seemingly appearing in front of us. It is not totally absent. It is not absolutely existent. Whatever is seemingly existent is mithya. It is neither sat. If it is sat, it is real, it cannot be negated. If it is asat, like the son of a barren woman, asat, totally non-existent, it need not be negated. Therefore, sat asat vilakshanam. This jagat is sadasad vilakshanam. For that, Acharya is giving an example, Rajju Sarpa, Shukti Rajata, etc. examples to drive us to that Darshtanta, to understand how the world is also Anirvachaniyam. So first we have to understand what is Anirvachaniyam. For that, this rope example, he presented how that error happens, erroneous perception happens. Upon the rope, one sees the snake in the twilight or semi-darkness. So that any perception goes from the eyes and it pervades the object, and the light is there outside, that object knowledge you will get. Alokaha, light is required for that, Surya Prakash. And you get that knowledge of that object. But sometimes we get wrong knowledge also. That wrong knowledge is called erroneous perception. Here the erroneous perception or wrong perception is rope snake. Seeing the rope as a snake is called rope snake. This rope snake, seeing the snake upon the rope is an error. That erroneous perception is called arthadhyasa. So last class I said Tula Vidya is that avidya, ignorance, which generate the prastibhasika srishti. So sarpa is pratibhasikam, superimposed upon the rope. That pratibhasika sarpaha, whatever is projected on anatma, is Tula Vidya. Tula Vidya means here, avidya means ignorance. Tula Vidya means that ignorance which is generating that wrong knowledge upon that anatma, non-self. Mula Vidya is that which generate ignorance upon atma, the self. So Mula Vidya we keep aside now. We are talking about Tula Vidya. Avidya means ignorance. We have to remember all the way here. Now this Tula Vidya generate that sarpaha, outside, external. That is called arthadhyasa, I said. You cannot say that sarpa is totally non-existent because it is appearing for that person. Therefore, it is asan iti na vaktum shakyate. You cannot say it is not there. Can you say it is there really? That also you cannot say. Because if it is not there, like Vandhya Putra, barren woman's child, not there, you need not negate it. Therefore, it is neither asat, asat means not existent at all. It is existent also and non-existent also. That is why it is called sadasad. Kintu sadasad vilakshanaha anirvachaniya. Now our rope snake comes under anirvachaniya khyati. Inexplicable. Nirvachana means explicable. Anirvachaniya means inexplicable. That lakshanam, where the definition goes, sad asad vilakshanam, where it goes to this rope snake, that is anirvachaniya. Evameva. Similarly, just as and that snake appearance upon the rope, one erroneous perception, another erroneous perception also possible upon the shukti, the shell. Shuktyadi, upon the shell one sees the silver. So pravritti, one example, rope snake example, nivrittiki, pravrittiki shell silver example, rope snake nivritti. We want to run away. When you see silver, you go forward. So pravrittiki sutti rajata example, nivrittiki for to go away, run away, sarpa, rajju sarpa example. Adhikaraneshu api, upon those objects also. Adipadatha, I said marriage water upon the sand. Aropita means superimposed. Rajatadi, silver, water, etc. How long? Tatkalikataya, temporarily. Whenever such an occasion, situation happens, that is called anirvachaniyataya utpanna, that is inexplicably generated. You cannot really accept that, you cannot totally negate that also. anirvachaniyataya utpanna santaha, when they are appearing pratibhanti, they appear to that person. Asya anirvachaniyasya, of such an inexplicable, that snake, sarpadehi, what we say khyatihi, that sarpa is an erroneous perception. Khyati means here error. You cannot say it is right knowledge. It is Brahma, Bhranti, Khyatihi. It is Prasiddhi also. Prasiddhi means well known. When a person is not able to see an object, he sees it as something else. That is why it is called Prasiddhi, also well known. Everyone knows that. Many of us see the marriage water upon the sand, upon the tar road. Prasiddhi. Everyone experiencing that. Pratitihi. Pratitihi means appears. Marriage water appears and silver appears on the shining shell, and snake appears upon the rope. Spuranam. Spuranam means here appearance, experience. Pratitihi means appearance, Spuranam means experience. This experience, later he says Abhivadanamcha. This is snake. That statement also he does. This alone is called Anirvachaniya Khyatihi iti Uchyate. This alone is called Anirvachaniya Khyatihi. Up to here we saw in the last class. This is the crux of Vedanta. To understand the entire Jagat is also like a dream number 2. If you want to understand, you have to understand this Anirvachaniya Khyati clearly. Therefore, 4 pages we have to withstand. Very, very technical portion. The crux of Vedanta, if you withstand 4 pages, later it is simple. Now we are going to enter the Jnanadhyasa. Until now, Arthadhyasa over. Sarpa, the external appearance, is over. Now, what is the second part of Tula Vidya? Jnanadhyasa. Jnanadhyasa means a snake experience. Externally, Tula Vidya, ignorance is that superimposed the snake. Snake, experienced snake, first one. Then Jnanadhyasa is snake experience internally. That internal snake experience, snake knowledge, Sarpa Jnanam is called Jnanadhyasa, we saw in the last class. Now that is going to be explained with a lot of explanations. Explanation 1, explanation 2, revived explanation, like that he is going to do. Very, very interesting and very, very challenging also for an Vedantic student. How far you are able to grasp, you can take it as a real sadhana here. Now I'll read that portion, the topic number 147. Brahmasthale sarpajnanamapyavidya parinamaha sarpatadjnana jnanayoho yugapadeva utpattilayau sarpaha sakshibhasyascha. This is the heading. Very, very loaded words and loaded meaning is there. I will try my best to present this heading first, then he is going to explain later what is this first heading. We will see Brahmastale, in that rope snake, when in the place of error. Brahmastale means in the place of error. Sarpajnanamapi, Sarpajnanam, Sarpa, once you see outside, inside the mind, antahkaranam, what happens? Sarpajnanam utpanna. Sarpajnanam api avidya parinamaha. It is also the projection of ignorance only. Outside Sarpa projection is also because of Tula Vidya, ignorance only. Inside that Sarpa Jnanam also is because of avidya parinamaha, projected by avidya only. This Sarpa Jnanam, Jnanayoho, Sarpa Tad Jnanam, Sarpa Jnanam. Sarpa means external Sarpa, the snake. Tad Jnanam, Sarpasya Jnanam, internal knowledge, that experience. The both of them, Yugapat, at the same time, simultaneously. Yugapat means simultaneously. Utpatti Layau. Utpatti means they generate, both are generated at the same time. Utpatti. As I see that snake outside, immediately snake experience, snake knowledge, snake jnanam comes in the mind at a time, without any fraction of second gap. Utpatti. Similarly, Layav api, Yugapadeva. Layav means both of them dissolve. When they switch on the light, some person comes, a guru like, and comes and switch on. When you are frightened, you are shouting, screaming, one person comes behind and switch on the light. This is called Aptavakyam in Vedanta. For Dashtanta, they use it as Aptavakyam. Guru comes and says, don't worry, Tattvamasi, you are that Brahman. Like that, one person comes and switch on the light. So what happens, that Sarpa outside and internal Sarpa Jnanam, both of them, Yugapadeva Layav, both of them dissolve at a time. Sarpaha Sakshi Bhasyascha. This Sarpa, external Sarpa, is Sakshi Bhasyam. Sakshi means Chaitanyam. Bhasya means illumined. Illumined by the witness consciousness. Now, I will give how to, this author is going to develop the subject. Once I explain that, you can follow the following lines. Now, the question is, experienced snake outside, that a snake experience in the mind. Now, the question is, this experienced snake outside, it is arthadhyasa, where it is located. The question, where it is located. That rope ignorance, that snake appearance, rope ignorance, where it exists on arthadhyasa, where it is located. What is the locus of rope ignorance? That is the question. Is it external or it is internal? Is it located inside or outside? This rope ignorance is, because of that we are seeing Sarpa outside and Sarpa Jnanam inside. Now the question is, where it is existing, whether it is outside or inside. If you say outside only, suppose that rope ignorance is outside, that's why I am seeing Sarpaha. If you say outside alone, you cannot, it cannot explain the internal Jnanadhyasa. The Sarpa Jnanam it cannot explain. Suppose you say this rope ignorance, the Tula Vidya is inside, internal. If you say, then it cannot explain the external Sarpa. Both the way you have a problem. If you say it is outside, Tula Vidya is located outside, you say that it is located. Now how can you explain about this internal snake knowledge? You cannot explain. Suppose you say it is internal, you cannot explain that external snake. Therefore, both the ways you are in trouble. Then how to understand this? How to explain this? So Nischala Dasa is going to present thus in Anirvachaniya Khyati. First explanation number 1, then revived explanation number 2. There two are he is going to give. Now first explanation we are going to see. Now first I'll give you an example what our Swamiji said in my class. That example I would like to explain now. Then we'll go to original Dashtanta. That example is not there in the text, but how to understand that first explanation. Tula Vidya is existing only in the Chaitanyam. Any avidya is located in consciousness alone. How to understand? Ignorance is located in Chaitanyam, consciousness. Very, very terse portion. You have to grasp this way. Both the ways you can say. Now it is outside also, inside also you can say. Because this internal thought goes outside. It overlaps upon the object. That to understand, I'll give the example. Now you see this small patram, the big patra. Small patra, big patra. I hope you are able to see. Now in this small patra there is water. Okay. Laghu patrasya jalam. In Brihat patra, big patram, big vessel. There is no water. There is no water in this. So Laghu patre jalam nasti. Sorry, Laghu patre jalam asti, Brihat patre jalam nasti. Okay, Laghu patre, in small vessel there is water. Correct. In big vessel there is no water. There is no water. Now this is Laghu patram, this is Brihat patram. Big vessel and small vessel. Small vessel jalam asti, Brihat patre jalam nasti. Now I want to present Brihat patre jalam asti. Suppose I want to say Brihat patre, in big vessel there is water. If I want to say, what I will do, I will put this Laghu patram in the big patra. Okay, I kept inside. Now I can say Brihat patre jalam asti. Brihat patre jalam asti. Now let us go and analyze further. Really speaking, jalam is in the vessel or jalam is in the space. Jalam, water is in the vessel. Vessel is holding the water or space is holding the water. If you analyze, space alone is accommodating the water. Vessel is not accommodating water. Inside the vessel there is space. That space alone is accommodating the water. Similarly, that space alone accommodating the water in the Brihat patram also. Brihat patra jalam also. Space alone is accommodating. Akasha is accommodating. Now how to present this statement? We have to see this presentation. Laghu patre jalam asti. Avachinna, enclosed space. This is called enclosed space. When the space is there inside, it is called enclosed space. Enclosed means enclosed. What you can say? Avachinnam in Sanskritam. In English, enclosed. Space is inside the vessel. So enclosed space. Enclosed space alone jalam asti. In English, we present this as avachinna akase. Brihat patra avachinna akase jalam nasti. Laghu patra avachinna akase jalam asti. Now I want to say Brihat patre api jalam asti. To say, what I do, this Laghu patra jalam I keep in the Brihat patra. So then what happens? Brihat patre बृहत्पात्र आकाशे जलम अस्ति. अवच्छिन्न आकाश, enclosed space. बृहत्पात्र अवच्छिन्न आकाशे जलम अस्ति. Why this example? I am giving and showing that small patra and big patra. I will explain this. So Lagu Patra is like Sarpa. Okay. Brihat Patra is like Antahkaranam, Avachinna Chaitanya. Now we have to extend this to Dashtanta. How we extend? Similarly, Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam. Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam. There Avachinna Akasha in example. Lagupatra Avachinna Akasha, I said. Now here, Rajju Avachinna Akasha we should not say. Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam. That consciousness which is enclosed in that Rajju Sarpagnanam Janayati Avidya. Now that sentence, whole sentence in Sanskrit I put and then I translate into English. Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyastha Avidya Arthadhyasam Janayati or Sarpam Janayati. So Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam means what? The rope ignorance generate the snake upon the enclosed rope enclosed consciousness. So the rope enclosed consciousness, upon that avidya generate snake. Rope ignorance means Tula Vidya. Tula Vidya generate that snake upon the rope enclosed space. So, sorry, rope enclosed consciousness. Okay? Rajju Avachinna. Just to note, afterwards you can dwell upon that. Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyastha Avidya Arthadhyasam Janayati or Sarpa Janayati. That is called Arthadhyasa. It is there. Now, the second one, Jnanadhyasa, Brihat Patra, like that. Now, Tula Vidya is there also, here also. You have to explain both of them. So, Antahkaranavachinna, that Antahkaranavachinna Chaitanyastha Avidya Jnanadhyasam Janayati. Jnana means Sarpagnanam Janayati. That is called Jnanadhyasa. Antahkaranavachinna Chaitanyam. That consciousness which is enclosed in the mind. That consciousness which is enclosed in the mind. Rope ignorance generate snake experience in the mind, in the enclosed, in the mind which is enclosed by the consciousness. That is the meaning. So rope's ignorance generate, or rope snake generate that snake experience in the mind which is enclosed by the consciousness. So Antahkarana Avachinna Chaitanyam, consciousness that which is enclosed in the mind. In that mind, the Stula Vidya generate the Sarpa Jnanam, Sarpa Pratitihi, cognition. So this big patra, like now this thought vritti goes outside and envelopes, overlaps the Sarpa and generate the vritti here in the mind, Sarpa Jnanam. So same one Tula Vidya. There in Drishtanta, one water is in the small space of the vessel and small vessel of this, in the space of that small vessel, and the same water is in the big vessel also when I kept inside. Correct? Similarly here also the same Antahkarana Avachinna Chaitanyam Vritti Dvara Bahir Gatva, it envelopes the Sarpa. Similarly, immediately Sarpa Jnanam Janayati, the Tula Vidya. So Tula Vidya produce sarpa outside and sarpa jnanam inside. How the same Tula Vidya, which is one only, it generate sarpa also, sarpa jnanam also at a time. That is the idea presented here. Antakaranavachinna chaitanyastha avidya overlaps there at sarpaha. That is like a big patram. In that, the sarpa, the arthadhyasa is within the jnanadhyasa. We can just like that extension, that example you can remember. Now what he want to say, this anirvachaniya khyati, how this ignorance is in consciousness. That I will explain, very, very important. Simply you cannot understand how ignorance is in consciousness. For that you require a little bit explanation. That is, Shastra, general principle we have to understand. Avidya sarvada chaitanya ashrita bhavati. Ignorance is always in the consciousness. Chaitanya ashrita. It is depending upon Chaitanyam for its existence. Ashrita means depending upon, supported by. Avidya, ignorance, sarvada, always Chaitanya ashrita, depending upon the Chaitanyam, the consciousness alone. How to understand this? I will tell you. Any ignorance can take place only in a conscious being, not in an inert thing. You never say table ignorance. For example, we don't say chair is ignorant, table is ignorant, fan is ignorant. Do we say like that? We never say that. Fan is ignorant, we never say. Book is ignorant, we never say. Any inert object is ignorant, we never say. Correct? We never say it is ignorant. Inert object can never be ignorant. Okay? This is point number 1. Point number 2, we say he is ignorant, she is ignorant, that person is ignorant, that woman is ignorant, that man is ignorant, or that monkey is ignorant running after for that ground nuts, and that snake, monkey's nature comes and it doesn't know that he is going to catch it. It is ignorant. Monkey is ignorant, we say. Deer is ignorant. Hunter comes, it doesn't know that he is going to put the net. It is ignorant. So, animals can be ignorant, birds can be ignorant, human beings can be ignorant. That means conscious being alone can be ignorant. This is the point number 2. Conscious being alone can be ignorant. A jada vastu, inert object, can never be ignorant. That is first point. Second point is conscious being alone can be ignorant. That examples you remember. Human being, she or he is ignorant, we say. Then third point number 3 is, that means conscious being alone is the possessor of ignorance. Okay? Conscious being, living being alone is the possessor of ignorance. Very important points you have to try to assimilate. Conscious being alone is the possessor of ignorance is the point number 3. Now what is point number 1? Any inert jada vastu cannot have ignorance. Second point, conscious being alone can be ignorant, like human beings, birds, animals, etc. Third point is, therefore, conscious being alone is the possessor of ignorance. Third point. That's why we say, I am ignorant. Now. We are all conscious of our ignorance. Vicharasagara, ignorance is so much because we are not able to understand the subject. I am ignorant of Vicharasagara subject. If you say, you are the possessor of ignorance. Conscious being you are. Then point number 4 is, Therefore, conscious being is the locus of ignorance. So, conscious being alone is the locus of ignorance, you can say, or consciousness alone is the locus of ignorance also, you can say. Consciousness means what? Chaitanya. Chaitanya ashrita, avidya chaitanya ashrita bhavati sarvada. Now you have understood this, what is all examples I have given. I hope I have communicated something. I am not confusing you. Clear? Avidya, ignorance, sarvada, always, chaitanya ashrita. It is supported by, or it is depending upon that conscious being. Clear? How to accept? This is a fact. It is our experience also. Now, the next point is, therefore, Nischala says, Sakshi Bhasyaha. This ignorance of this rope is witnessed by consciousness. Witness consciousness. Sakshi Bhasya means witness consciousness, illumined by. It is illumined by. So, Rajju Avidya. Now, up to here, what we saw, we have to recapitulate. Rajju Avidya, rope ignorance, is called Tula Vidya. Tula Vidya is where it is in Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam. It is in that rope, what type of rope? Which rope is enclosed, which Chaitanyam is enclosed, that is called Upadhi, condition. Upadhi or condition. Chaitanyam enclosed, Avachinna Chaitanyam, Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam. That enclosed Chaitanyam, which were Rajju and the Sarpa. So Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam and Tula Vidya Tat Vishaya Avachinna Chaitanya Vartate. Tula Vidya Tat Vishaya Avachinna Chaitanya. Tat Vishaya means Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam, Pata Avachinna Chaitanyam. Pata means cloth. Cloth ignorance is in the cloth Avachinna Chaitanyam. Similarly, Ghata, pot, Avachinna Chaitanyam. Therefore, where rope is there, there is consciousness. Where rope is there, there is consciousness. So consciousness is also there in Tula Vidya is there. Where there is a rope, there is a consciousness. Where there is consciousness, there is Tula Vidya also. That avidya produces Sarpa and Sarpa Jnana inside. Okay, now what we have established now? Avidya is resting, located in the consciousness. Avidya is located in the consciousness. Now look into the paragraph I will read. Until now, whole thing is only heading over. Brahmastale sarpajnanamapi avidya parinamaha. It is the modification. That's why we say avidya is the material cause, rope ignorance is the parinami upadana karanam, and rajju rope is vivarta upadana karanam. This I have explained in our classes, regular classes. What is vivarta upadana karanam? What is parinami upadana karanam? You know, all of you. Vivarta means that which will never change. Rope without undergoing a change appears as snake. That is called vivarta upadana karanam. And avidya is parinami upadana karanam. Once you put light, that avidya goes away and you see rope as rope. So it is parinami upadana karanam. Now look into the line, I will read. Yatha sarpadiravidya parinamastatha tadrisha sarpadignana rupa vrittihi api avidya parinamaha eva na tu antahkarana parinamaha ataha eva adhisthana rajvadi sakshatkarena aropita sarpadiriva aropita sarpadi jnanamapi badhyate tasmat antakarana parinamatvetu na badho yujjate ataha aropita sarpadivat tad jnanamapi avidya karyatvat sadasad vilakshanam anirvachaniyam bhavati. Outside snake, it is also sadasad vilakshanam anirvachaniyam. Inside jnanadhyasa also anirvachaniyam. This jnanam, sarpa jnanam, snake experience, you cannot say it is real also, you cannot say it is unreal also. At that tatkalikataya, at that moment you will get sarpa jnana, bhaya, kampanadi, all will happen in that person. So he says, yatha, just as sarpadiriva api parinamaha tada, just as avidya, ignorance, generated that sarpa outside, adipadat, shell, silver and water, avidya parinamaha, it is the because of, it is the projection of avidya, ignorance, because it is covered. Avarana vikshepa, two are the jobs of avidya. So avarana vikshepa, vikshepa is sarpa generated outside, sarpadiriva, avidya sarpadihi avidya parinamaha, this is also because of ignorance. What? This inside tadrisha sarpadi jnana rupa vrittihi api, that means jnanadhyasa. What is jnanadhyasa? Snake experience, snake cognition, snake knowledge inside. Sarpa is outside, but sarpa jnanam comes where? Not outside, it comes only inside, inside the mind. That is why that mind is creating you a lot of fear inside you. You want to run away, shouting, lot of things you are doing. So tadrisha sarpadi jnanam, adipadat rajata jnanam, jala jnanam, jnana rupa vrittihi, it is in the form of vritti. Vritti means jnanam. Sarpadi jnana rupa vrittihi api, in the thought where antakarana vichinna chaitanyam, tula vidya generates sarpa jnanam inside the mind, which mind is enclosed, consciousness, antakarana avachinna chaitanye, jnanadhyasaha api bhavati, avidya tula vidya janayati, vritti rupa, in the form of thought, avidya parinamaha. See, in Tattva Bodha Visa, what is the definition of Karana Shariram Kim Anirvachya Anadi Avidya Rupam? So, another name for Avidya is Karana Shariram. Karana Shariram is another name for Avidya. That is the definition of Karana Shariram. Anirvachya Anadi Avidya Rupam Karana Shariram. That means what now? The important corollary here we get, very important. Since in Vedanta we call this Karana Shariram Avidya. Avidya is Maya. Another name for Avidya is Maya. So Maya is equal to Avidya. Avidya is equal to Karana Shariram. Okay? Now, in the Karana Sharira Vritti, we can say in Karana Shariram that Vritti happens. Either you can say in Avidya Vritti or Karana Sharira Vritti. We can use Karana Sharira Vritti. That is the idea he presents here. Vritti Rupam api Avidya Parinamaha. Avidya parinamaha karana vritti, karana sharira vritti parinamaha, we can say. Why? There he gave the definition, karana shariram kim, avidya rupam. Therefore, avidya parinamaha, karana sharira vritti parinamaha. Both we can say. So, eva, that alone, na antahkarana parinamaha. It is not the modification, projection of sukshma shariram. It is not projection of sukshma sharira vritti, but it is karana sharira vritti. Another important idea he presents through this is Maya is equal to avidya, avidya is equal to karana shariram. So, avidya, since avidya is a synonym for Maya, Maya has got three gunas, correct? Maya has got three gunas. What are those three gunas? You know, sattva, rajas and tamas. Sattvic, sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. Now, why we introduce these three gunas? Maya is, when Maya is having three gunas, Maya happens to be avidya. Avidya, ignorance, also has got three gunas. Avidya is also having three gunas. Why you are introducing now these three gunas? There is a significance. That is, Tula Vidya, Jnanadhyasa is generated by Sattva Guna of avidya, and outside snake is generated because of Tamo Guna of avidya. So avidya has got three gunas. That Tamo Guna, the Tamo Guna of Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam, Chaitanyastha Tula Vidya, generate the snake outside. These two sentences you can note. The Tamo Guna of Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyastha Tula Vidya. So in Tula Vidya, that Tamo Guna is there. Therefore, Tamo Guna of Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyastha Tula Vidya Kim Janayati Sarpam. That is Arthadhyasam Janayati. Outside snake it is generated. Now, second statement, the Sattva Guna of Anthakarana-vachinna Tula Vidya. Anthakarana-vachinna Chaitanyastha Tula Vidya Sarpa Jnanam Janayati. Sattva Guna. So, Sattva Guna is Sattva Sanjayate Jnanam, but Brahma Jnanam here. Okay, Sattva Guna of Avachinna, Anthakarana-vachinna, that Chaitanyam which is enclosed in that Antakaranam. So there Tula Vidya is there. Which Tula Vidya has got Sattva Guna? What? That Sattva Guna of that Tula Vidya which is located in the Antakaranam, which Antakaranam is enclosed by the Chaitanyam. Enough of confusing, you know? No. It's not confusing, very important. Please understand. Sattva Guna of Tula Vidya, which is located in the Chaitanyam, which Chaitanyam is enclosed in the Antakaranam. It generates Jnanadhyasa. What is that Jnanadhyasa? Internal Sarpa Jnanam. Snake knowledge. Snake knowledge is there, that's why you want to run away. Otherwise, you won't have any fear at all. Because of that Sarpa Jnanam inside, Sarpa outside, which is Sarpa? Which is Sarpa Jnanam? Which is non-existent, as though existent, seemingly existent. That is why Sada Sat Vilakshanam Anirvachaniyam. So, Tamoguna is the cause for, Tamoguna of Avidya is the cause for generating Sarpa outside. Sattva Guna of Avidya is the cause for generating the Jnanadhyasa inside. Sarpa Jnanam comes inside. Now, this Pratibhasika Sarpaha, Pratibhasika Sarpa Jnanam, both of them simultaneously Utpatti Layau. So, Antakarana, it is not Antakarana Parinamaha. Now understand, this is Karana Sharira Vritti parinamaha. It is not sukshma sharira parinamaha. That is the idea presented here. Now, ataha, therefore, adhisthana rajvadi sakshatkarena. Now, somehow, someone comes and switch on the light. Rajvadi, adipadat, shell and sand appears. Adi sakshatkarena. Sakshatkara means jnanam here. Understands. Oh, this is rope alone. Aropita sarpahadi riva aropita sarpa jnanamapi badhyate. So, the moment you see the rope as rope, sarpa disappears. Once sarpa disappears, sarpa jnanam also goes away or not? Badhyate va nava? Badhyate. So sarpa jnanam also go away. Then you sit and drink water. Snake gone. Snake gone really? No. You understand there was no snake at all. You recognize. That jnanam comes here. Prama. Right knowledge. What is right knowledge? Rope knowledge. Rope knowledge to come, it has to refute, negate first sarpa and sarpa jnanam. First, second we cannot say. Yogapat at a time. That's what he says. Badhyate. Jnanam api sarpa jnanam means vritti api badhyate. Then you are very happy. There is no snake at all. I need not afraid of. Badhyate. Tasmat antakarana parinamaha parinamatve tu. Suppose antakarana parinama, if it is antakarana parinama, that is sukshma vritti, sukshma sarira vritti. Suppose what sarpa jnanam antakarana parinamahanna sukshma sharira vritti chet te tu means chet na badhaha yujyate, it will not be negated. That rope is known. It cannot be negated if it is antakarana vritti. Sukshma sharira vritti, if it is, it cannot be negated. What is that? You have to understand here. Rope is pramatru bhasyam. Rope is pramatru bhasyam. The knower. The knower of rope. Pramatru bhasyam. Witnessed by the knower. Rope is pramatru bhasyam. Rope snake outside and snake knowledge inside, both are sakshi bhasyam. Sakshi bhasyam. Whatever is pramatru bhasyam cannot be negated. Whatever is sakshi bhasyam, pratibhasikatvat. Okay, sarpa outside is pratibhasikam. Sarpa jnanam inside also pratibhasikam. Both are negated once you switch on the light. Correct? Once you switch on the light, rope knowledge comes, and that sakshi bhasyam pratibhasika sarpaha, which is arthadhyasa, and pratibhasika sarpa jnanam, which is jnanadhyasa inside, both of them at a time badhyate. If it is antakarana vrittis chet, what is pramatru bhasyam is rope. Rope is not negated. Rope is adhishtanam. Upon what you saw the snake, really, what was there? Before seeing the snake, snake is resting upon whom? Really? Snake was not there, he is not there, really speaking. But tatkalikataya appears, temporarily it appears. But by the time you create lot of gadabida in the house, people all will come and rush towards that place. All this happen. But at that time, for that person, at that moment, so much of fear, so much of trauma inside. But once that goes away, rope knowledge comes. Rope is pramatru bhasyam. This is rope. That is why Sakshi Bhasyam, because avidya is located in Sakshi, Chaitanya. That's why it is illumined by witness consciousness. Therefore, that Sakshi Bhasya, avidya, which is where the ignorance of rope is there, snake appearance is there, snake knowledge also is there, both are located in the Chaitanyam. Therefore, that Sakshi Bhasya Pratibhasika Sarpaha and Pratibhasika Sarpa Jnanam api Nishidhyate, Badhyate, it is negated. That is the idea. So, many words I have introduced, but try to get used to these words slowly, gradually. Now, Aropita Sarpahadi Aropita Sarpajnanamapi Badhyate. Tasya Antakarana Parinamatve tu na Badhaha Uchyate. What is Antakarana Parinama? That he has got rope jnanam now. Rope knowledge is right knowledge. Now erroneous perception has gone. Right knowledge he has got. Now I am seeing the rope. Badhaha na yujyate. It will not, if it is antakarana vritti chet, it would have not gone at all. Ataha, therefore, aropita sarpadivat tad jnanamapi avidya karyatvad. Inside the sarpa jnanam is also because of ignorance only. Aropita sarpadivat, just as the person has projected the snake outside upon the rope, similarly, tad jnanam, sarpa jnanam api, snake experience, snake knowledge also api avidya karyatvad, since they are the products of avidya, ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of rope. Ignorance of rope alone, Tula Vidya. Tula Vidya only generated Arthadhyasa outside, Sarpa, and Jnanadhyasa inside, Sarpa Jnanam. Both of them Pratibhasika Sadasad Vilakshanam Anirvachaneyam Bhavati. So Tad Jnanam api Avidya Karyatvat. Both are Sadasad Vilakshanam. You cannot say snake is there, and you cannot say snake is not there. At that time, it is not there also, you cannot say. If it is not there, you would have not experienced. If it is not there, that knowledge in the mind would have not risen in the mind. Correct? That knowledge has come to you and you saw the sarpa also, means it is there. But if it is absolutely there, it would have not been negated. That means it is negatable. After switching on the light, when light comes, you can negate that. Therefore, asat. Sadapi, asadapi. Now, rope snake is real or unreal? When you ask, you cannot say. It is real also, you cannot say. It is unreal also, you cannot say. Then what you have to say? It is real and unreal also. For that we use one word, seemingly real. Swamiji always jocularly says, you are seemingly beautiful. You are appearing so beautiful today. Seemingly beautiful and anartham. You are beautiful only, but not really beautiful. Okay. Instead of saying ours is a poor country, we are a developing country. Undeveloped country we don't want to say. Developed country. Developing country. Developing country chonnalum, undeveloped country chonnalum onnuda. Correct? Like that, here it is seemingly there, means really not there. Whatever is seemingly there, it is really not there. Okay, that is called Mithya Anirvachaniyam Bhavati. Up to here, we will see today. In the next class, I will explain further. Very, very interesting. I hope you all can try to masticate and assimilate slowly Slowly you will understand. One day or other you have to understand. There is no way out. You have to grasp these words. Slowly you will understand. Very interesting, very important. Then it is going to come to the Ashtanta later, very much later. After 4 pages, 3-4 pages, this is only the topic, Drishtanta, Dashtanta, and he is going to explain. So Anirvachane Khyati, once it is over, he is going to Dashtanta, next page. So we have to continue further. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.